Ron Harris here from MuscularDevelopment.com. Coverage of the Tampa Pro brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. Standing here with the man who's going to be my partner in crime for coverage this weekend through these masks, Big Mike Cox, all the way from Florida, yes?
Tampa, Florida, about half an hour away, yes. We made the long journey over here.
I appreciate you coming down the show, as always. Your insights, opinions, always welcome. And just I like hanging out with you. You're a cool dude.
Dude, this is like Christmas. Like, this is my Olympia, Arnold Classic, and New York Pro all rolled together. I love this.
Were you concerned? I was very concerned this show was not going to happen because we're in Florida.
I honestly didn't think it was going to happen. But I think up until like last week, if it wasn't canceled, it was a go. But I know San Antonio's canceled, Puerto Rico. But God bless Tim for getting this on. Like, we need this, dude. I mean, we need, like, I walked in the way and it's like a freak show. It's like your home. This is like home for us. It's just crazy just to be here. So you got big numbers, so it'll be a good show. Very competitive.
We got some good names. Who are you most excited to see this weekend?
Aaron Clark. Aaron Clark, the 212. He had some pictures out earlier. He's peeled hard. Wow. It's the old school Aaron Clark. People forget how good this guy was. You know, he was, top placing to Arnold, winning New York Pro. Had a little hiatus, but he's back. Looks fresh. And also Derek.
We got Derek
Farnsworth.
We got Derek Oslin. We got all kinds of Dereks.
That's going to Derek Farnsworth, because I'm an old guy, and so to see a 50-year-old man in that kind of condition, it gives me motivation and hope. But Derek Oslin looks phenomenal. That kid's got the greatest shape, tiny waist, can pose well. That 212 is going to be a hell of a class.
Yeah. And George Peterson. I mean, I've been trying to get this guy to be a 212 since day one. In fact, we're good. We're all good now. But there was a time when Justin and George and I were not on the best of terms, just because I kept saying in my writing, this guy, he's not a classic, and he should be 212. Well, they listened, and they're 212. He's almost 20 pounds up from what I can see, and the conditioning, of course, he's always peeled, and I think he's actually leaner now. I don't want to take anything away from these other 212 guys, but if he doesn't win, I'm gonna be very, very surprised.
He's going to present a different package, one that we haven't seen. We've seen the sunk down George. He's going to get shredded, but with that extra muscle, even though he's 5'8", he's still going to look crazy with that kind of condition. He wasn't a classic guy. That's not taking anything away from his physique, but he didn't belong in that category. He was a freak. He was a classic physique freak. Now he's like a meathead. He's one of us. He's in the fraternity. So I'm looking forward to see him. He can walk away with this show and cause problems in December for a lot of those guys if they're not 100%. Because we don't know if Kamal will be here. We don't know that. But, Lunsford looked like
large.
He looked like he ate Derek Lunsford. He's humongous. So, and he's lean. That's what's crazy. He pulled his quad out, his leg up. He's got striations in his quad. Yeah. He's that kid's a freak, man. He's a total freak. So this is going to set up the rest of the year very well, very well.
Now the Open. There's a few good guys, of course, but everyone's very excited to see two men. Lee Labrado's son Hunter making his pro debut. It's been almost 2 years since he turned pro at the Nationals. Everyone's been waiting. But I don't think the Labrado family does anything half-assed. I think they plan and they're very strategic. And I know he wanted to do New York Pro, and that got pushed way back. But you've been following him. You've been seeing the pictures and videos. What do you think this kid's chances are?
This kid's the real deal, man. Like, he's the real deal. He got like his mom's height, but his dad's like muscle bellies. So remember back in the day, we always say, if Lee Labrado was just 5'10", how would he look?
And 250 or 260.
And here we go. This kid he can pose. He's got a level of maturity to his body that you don't see with somebody that age yet. Very separated, very complete. Good kid, good head and shoulders, and he's Lee Labrado's son. So, his posing is going to be on point. Ian, he made some crazy improvements. For a guy his size, his waist is tiny.
As you said in our interview, he's 12 pounds up from last year.
And that 12 pounds could look like 20 pounds on him. We see some pictures of him, his chest, he brought his chest up. He's just a big guy with a big frame. I was looking at pictures from last year, and he was hard as a rock. Like, he belongs. He definitely belongs. Hector. But like I was saying, Ian, I don't want to say it's a two-man show because anything can happen. Right. But, it's going to be I want to see those two standing next to each other and see how that works out.
Yeah. Very interesting. So 212 Open, men's physique is the largest category. I think it's like, I counted 80 now. I think it is legitimately like 45 guys.
Yeah.
But 3-time 3-time Arnold Classic champion, Olympia runner-up, Andre Ferguson. I got to talk to this guy and say, what possessed you to do this particular show? Well, I'm glad he did.
Right.
It's great to have a big name like that, but I'm curious to see, because it's, again, no disrespect to the other 44 guys,
Right.
but come on now.
It's essentially his show to lose. He walked in, he just walked in confident. You know, I was going through the list, and I was like, Andre Ferguson.
Yeah. Is that the same Andre?
So, you know, again, anybody can lose, but I don't see him losing the show at all. Not quite sure why he did the show. Maybe, I don't know, who knows? We'll find out. But like I said, it's his show to lose.
Bikini, Jennifer Dory's in this, Jennifer Onzetti. Erin Stern, the 2-time figure Olympia champ, coming back as a bikini. Yes. That ought to be interesting, huh?
She looks good, man. Well, you know how bikini girls are a little bit leaner now?
Yeah.
Erin looks really lean. She looks really good. Bikini, she downsized quite a bit. I think if she would have stuck to figure, those figure girls are big now. I saw some weighing, and I'm like, she looked like a woman's physique. But
I need delts like that.
yeah, I wish my caps were like that, man. And that was that lean. But Erin's gonna do good. I'm curious to see how she stands out, because she's an athlete. She's got an athlete's body. And some of the bikini girls, like the one girl, Sean Hector's girl, she's tiny. So we're going to see how that contrasts with each other on stage. But who doesn't want to pull for Erin? That'd be a great story, you know, when this show going back to the Bikini Olympia after former figure Olympia winner.
Man, there were so many divisions. I'm not going to talk about all of them, guys. We'll get, when we do the wrap-ups and all that, we will. But the last thing I want to talk about is, this is the first wellness show I've ever been to. I've never seen. Have you been to a show with wellness yet?
Never.
I don't know. Do you know? Is this the first pro wellness show?
I think it's the first pro wellness show. I know Dexter had an amateur show last week that had about 5 wellness girls. I looked up some of the girls competing today. Some did the Arnold Classic. They were, you know, bikini girls that have moved to wellness. This is going to be have a lot of growing pains until the Brazilians can enter the show. Then we're going to see.
I keep saying that, and they're getting mad at me. But come on, they're put together, guys. What are you going to do?
I mean, wellness is for Brazil. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? Let's just keep. But we're going to see what happens. For me, wellness would be like an off-season bikini girl. You know, but if they could ever get to come in heavier with that mindset to where not dieting down so much. Yeah. But that off-season look they have is full. You know, it's well.
I mean, because we followed a lot of these girls on IG, let's be real. And I mean, the lower bodies, man. Yeah. I mean, bikini's fine, and I have no problem with bikini, but wellness has a lot of muscle.
Yes.
And you can look at them and you know, these women squat heavy,
yes.
They leg press heavy. They're probably doing parking lot lunges like Ronnie Coleman with 225 on their back, you know? I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's a division that we're all really curious about. And we'll know after, is it tomorrow or are they up?
Tomorrow.
It's one of these days coming up, guys. Forgive me if I don't have the schedule memorized. Well, this is our quick preview, guys. We're going to be doing wrap-ups of the judging tomorrow, the finals tomorrow night. This thing goes on for 2 days and nights. We'll be here all weekend, guys. So please stay tuned to musculardevelopment.com. Hit up the YouTube channel, all kinds of content. Still pictures by the man behind the camera, Hector, who's doing something obscene right now. Good thing you can't see it. Shame on you. Anyway, so please stay tuned right here to musculardevelopment.com. Coverage of the Tampa Pro brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals with masks on. Peace out.